the replacement parts for the, hundreds of robots that they have working there. And these are off-the-shelf medical synthesis robots and chemistry tools and sensors and gas chromatograph, things like that. So are we interested in me pitching them a joint venture like We Factory? The way WeWork was out there for humans, we would do a We Factory where different owners of robots, and they're going to be 1,000 different robots from the existing 100 robot companies, but this might move to 10,000 robots from 1,000 robot companies. And as long as they can separate the compute, the inference compute on a box away from the body, the robot's body, we can run a We Factory where they just, fly in their robot and we set it all up. And internally, we run them as a hypercycle network, and the latency should be low enough. And the reason that the robot owners would come in and make their robot cloud available to the world, like, sort of a factory, a dynamic factory that could reorganize itself, they would do it because the logistics of materials coming in, components coming in, final assembly parts coming in and being shipped out, if our venture partner is Emerald Cloud Lab, and again, I would have to convince him, but I want to make sure we love this or we don't love it. Because in the beginning, it's going to be a lot of hard work. It'll be massive bragging rights. We'll be on the inside with the robotics vendors. But who knows how easily someone could say, okay, I want to outsource this to this robot factory, to this We Factory. And we would have to bid and say, here's, this is what it costs us. I think we look very smart and we will have a lot of advantages, but it's going to be a slow takeoff. However, if we wait too long, I don't think I get Emerald Cloud Labs to consider something like this with us, excuse me, because they're kind of very big already. They're the number one, they work with every big pharma company for robotic research, automated research. How does it land?
Yeah, no, I think the opportunity for the JV, I think we're definitely going to be interested to look at proceeding in that, but I think I'm not sure if you recall, we want to do it on the new accelerator that we have in Dubai as opposed to the one in Korea. We're doing Korea. We're not we're set up for taking a first shot at things, but then the one in Dubai is likely to have a lot more funding partners.
So I think they're going to say, look, you need 100,000 feet of warehouse space. I can talk to some mayors in some of the shittier towns around Malibu and Santa Barbara that have a lot of space and are doing greenhouses. So I can make it attractive to Emerald Cloud Lab. We have to work with groups that have the compute outside of the physical robot. So, our story is going to be, if you bring your robots here, and the lowest latency, high value stuff will be in the factory. But if they're owners of these robots in the homes around the community where the factories are placed, then they can use them on downtime with the slightly higher latency. So that is how they advertise the cost, to put these robots in this factory. Everybody kind of contributes what they have. An investor has to come in and help pay for the factory and the initial warehouse management robots. Now, I don't think this gets cheaper than $20 million. The Dubai World was for agents that are, doing $250,000, just the software side. This is getting us into hardware. But if they have relationship, everyone's going to want it. The problem with Dubai might be, this is great, bring it over to Dubai. And in theory, that might work, but I don't know if Emerald Cloud Lab is going to be very flexible. They're going to want to see that one of them works well and that they make enough money, and then they can bring it to other places. So the pilot would probably be California or Texas.
Okay, so
way back that far.
Another. Hey, Michael. Sorry,
I was on mute. We're done.
Okay. You do very good disguise, you and Mia, when you put your hand like this and talk. So we're lucky we're able to see that. You had the unmute. Mia does that too, put her hand there and then she pretends that she's not talking.
Multi-talent, I can do many circus acts if you need me to, Tufi.
This is cool. Awesome. All right, so Tudor, let's let's take this offline, because I think on the Korean side, because it sounds like if we can take this offline and see either how well they do with some. Do you want that they pitch to some Korean hardware investors?
No, these could be real estate developers. This is basically we would be bringing all the partnerships. So there's no technical investor that needs to come. This could literally just be a developer that agrees that the future is cloud, robotic, maybe final assembly or sort of manufacturing.
We want real estate developers to listen to their pitch and see if what they would say.
It would be that, or just regular VCs, and probably. So the first thing is, if we have conceptually, this is interesting.
I'm going to say this because I like strategic investors to hear their things on an equation, because this could appeal to those two types of strategic. So
anyone who owns robots, absolutely. Anyone who has manufacturing and wants to think about a roboticized, fully automated. Right now, a factory will have 20 times robot. This would be 100 robots all working dynamically.
The number one robots country in the world is Korea. Like, we have a city in Korea that is all robots. Okay, so it's not, I'm not kidding. Like, there's a city in Korea.
That would be the dream investor. Then that would be the dream investor. Someone who has a manufacturing need is better than anything else.
You also would tell in Korea, there's each and every city is focused on something. So, but there's the entire city is focused just on robotics, really number one robotics. So what I'm trying to say is that if we can get some people to listen to them there, that would be great. When it comes to real estate developers, Daniel's got a lot of those as well. He's got mainly his main background in that. He can perhaps put a couple of those. Anyway, so let's take this offline. Let's get started with all the exciting stuff that we've got here. And Jerry Hall, I see a fan behind him, and he's got a lot of fan in front of him. So we want to make sure that.
Hey, good morning, everyone.